Yeah.
There was another one where I went up to the CEO of the company. This is like I had just started like a few days, and I walked like his door was open. He was not on a phone call. He was like looking at a piece of paper, but not busy whatsoever. Okay. Had the TV on with talking in the background, and I knocked, and I think his name was Michael, and I just knocked, and I said, "Hey, I just want to say hi. I want to introduce myself. My name's Graham. I just started. I just want to say I'm really excited to work here. Thank you so much for the opportunity. If there's anything that you need that I could do, like I'm here to help." It's a really nice one.
Yeah.
And I just want to introduce myself. It's great to meet you. And he looked up and he's like, "Thanks. I really appreciate it." And I thought that went well.
Yeah.
Well, later that day, I got a call. And I had to go and speak with the upper manager, so the guy below him.
Right.
And said I could never do that again. I said, "Why?" He said, well, there's a, what did he say? He said that there's like a ranking that you have to go through. And if I want to communicate with this guy, I have to start with, her name was Roxanne. She's like the back office manager. And Roxanne's going to talk to this other guy, Mark. And then Mark is going to talk to this guy. And like, you have to go up the ranks. Like, I couldn't go and just knock on his door and say hi.
Soul crushing.
And that was weird. It was so strange to me. But then also, I noticed that all these people in the back office were just like zombies. They'd get there on Monday and just like, they looked dead in the eye. And the only time you'd see them like happy or come to life was Friday at like 3 p.m. after lunch. That was the only time you'd see them ever joking around or having a good time or messing around. That's it. And then we also had, I think it was like once a month, it was like a casual day where you could like go and wear whatever you wanted to. I thought it's like a casual day. This is so, I just thought the whole thing was stupid. And I wanted to quit multiple times, and I felt bad because this lower manager was the one who seemed to like give me a shot.
Right.
And it seems like he kind of put his...
Hi, Bailey.
Bailey, stop it. It seems like he kind of put his name hiring me, like as he's the decision on this one. So he really pressured me to stay. But I went to him a few times and said, "Hey, this isn't a good fit for me.
Right.
And I want to do so. I want to be in sales, and that's what I really wanted to be. I wanted to be an account executive."
Okay.
And he says, "You can't be an account executive because you have no sales experience." And I said, "Well, I could learn the sals experience. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. Like, that's what I really want to do." "You can't do that. You don't have the sales experience. Don't worry. You stay here long enough, we'll be able to fit you in. But until you got to stick doing what you're doing."
Dues.
Exactly. And then I went to him again for some other reason, and I said, "Hey, I just don't know if it's the right fit." And he gave me this story that made me feel so bad. He said, "You remind me of this one guy who I know." And he's like, "You're going to have these paths in life." And I'm going to tell you, he sat me down and he told me a story about this guy who, anytime he gets to a roadblock, instead of like working through it and going past it to get to like the other side,
right,
he'll stop, go sideways, and then try to go around it. And if he can't go around it, he ends up like turning back. And like, so he told me this example of this guy who would like get to a roadblock, stop, and then turn around. And another example of this guy who would get to a roadblock and then like push through it. And he was like, "Which one are you? Are you going to be the guy who gets to a roadblock and like stops, or the one who has to, persevere through it?" I'll tell you, there's another guy who like quit his job, and I told him he should stay and work through it, and he decided not to.
Right.
And he ended up coming back years later, begging for his job back because he got a divorce. And we told him like, we couldn't hire you back. You don't want to end up being that guy. Like, you want to persevere through that. But then I was like, oh crap! Like, I don't want to be that first. I want to be the second guy who overcomes it.
Right.
So like, I didn't quit, and it kept building up, and then finally I wrote this whole letter, and I went into him knowing that like, this is my decision. I've made it. Like,
we're done.
100%. I handed it in, and he I think tried to talk me out of it, and I was over it. But that was so happy. I was so happy after leaving that job.
There you go.